Alrighty, everybody, how's it going? So I am going to just kind of be doing a raw take on MineBot, what it is, what it does, what you can do with it, and why you should get it. So I'll have all the links in the description. You can either join the official server where we've already got it set up. All you have to do is use the bot from there. There will be a tutorial I'll show you in here. And then there's also an invite link if you want to invite MineBot to your own server. But when you invite MineBot to your own server, you'll be greeted with a welcome page. All of this is likely subject to change over time, so take all of this with a slight grain of salt, but hopefully everything will stay relatively the same. It'll tell you how to set up the bot, what to do if you need help. There's a contact button here, or contact command, which will either give you an email or a way to reach me through the official server right here. We're just going to go ahead and hit /setup. Now, an administrator is going to have to do this on the server, but we're going to go ahead and do this since I'm an administrator. So the way MineBot is set up is it will be creating a category, and it will be creating 14 channels on said category to set up the entire bot. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK here. It's going to take a second. And as it's setting up here, we are going to see a MineBot hub. We're going to see a voting channel. We're going to see MineBot notifications, and then we're going to see a bunch of different dimensions here. They all look relatively the same. You've got some character. You've got a bunch of different blocks with different sprites on them. Like this one, we've got licorice, candy cane, rock candy. Here we've got cyber, electron, neon, synthstone, a bunch of different stuff. All these will look very different from one another, but the idea is that these are all different dimensions. So before we get into that, I'm just going to get into these smaller channels here, and then I'll kind of get into the gist of what MineBot is. So here we've got the MineBot hub. There is a tutorial here. Tells you exactly what MineBot does, how to play it, and what to do in order to kind of get you started. So you have these mines. When I go to make an account, it'll ask you to read our terms. So go ahead and please read these. Then once you agree to the terms, you'll go ahead and create an account, and you'll then be able to resume with what you're doing. So we'll go ahead and mine this block here. And here I got a stone that's worth $1. Perfect. But we also want to mine other blocks. So we'll go ahead and get a nickel. Nickel is worth a little bit more, and we can figure this out by just going to the hub here. And there's a bunch of utility commands here, and I'm not going to go over all of them. This video could be too long if I do that, but if we go to world info and I go to the overworld here, then we can see that nickel is worth approximately $19, and this will obviously scale over time with your upgrades and whatnot. So, what's the point of this game? So you mine these blocks. Your pickaxe only has so much durability per day. We're just going to quickly mine all of these blocks here. Let's go ahead and simulate mining to a new panel here. Some lapis here. Let's go ahead and clear these messages out. You can disable these, by the way, if you don't like the clutter. I'll show you that in a second here, but you can see that we're mining down here. We're going to grab this emerald as our final block here. Looks like I got a few items here. I found a bell, fought a fly, found a card pack. We'll go into those soon here. Let's get that emerald as our final block. It looks like my pickaxe broke. So when your pickaxe breaks, you will effectively have to wait till the end of the day. This game's not supposed to be a massive time sink. You spend a few minutes a day mining, and then you get to craft items, and then you come back the next day. It's just something to keep your hands busy if you're talking to a friend or you're in between breaks. We're gonna go back to this hub here. We're going to see what we can do with these blocks here. So we're going to go to smelt. This is the first thing that we do. So we want to smelt all of our blocks here, and we'll send them to the smeltery. Same thing with the pickaxe. All your blocks will be smelting until the end of the day, so that when you go to mine the next day, all your stuff will be ready. We're not going to wait though, so we can actually go to use items here. There's a lot of different items you can use. For now, we are just looking at spells here. So you all start out with a fireball, and a fireball specifically smelts all of your blocks inside of your inventory and the smeltery. So we're just going to cast that. And it looks like all of that has been smelted. So if I update this window by just trying to smelt nothing, looks like there's nothing in here. Perfect. So we're actually going to go ahead and craft some armor now. So armor has its own unique ability here. So if we go to armor, there are two sets that you can start with in the overworld dimension. You've got brittle and sparkly. Brittle will give you an XP bonus. As stated here, it'll have a 0.25 XP bonus. There's no money modifier. There's no power bonus. You guys will learn about power bonuses later. It increases your drop rate. We're just going to go back, and in order to craft that armor, we need to craft templates. So we're going to go ahead and craft a tier 1 overworld template. And it looks like we have just enough stone to craft this helmet here. So we're going to go ahead and craft that. Perfect. Let's look at Sparkly here. So Sparkly gives you a money modifier opposed to an XP modifier. So what would you want to go for here? So XP levels you up, and your level multiplies off of your money. So if I'm level 2, I'm now going to be getting double the money. If I'm level 5, I'm going to get 5 times the money that I normally get. The higher level you are, the harder it is to level up, but the more rewarding it is, because that's a permanent money modifier. Money mod is usually good in the short run because I'm getting 0.25 times immediately instead of 0.25 times later. So you got to keep that in mind. But usually it is good to balance both of these. So we're going to go ahead and craft the Sparkly helmet. Perfect. All right, and now we're going to equip this armor. So we can go to the armory here. We can see we've got a helmet here. So we've got our Sparkly. We've got a money mod of 0.25. And we're going to equip that. And we can actually see that take place if we go to our, not our inventory, but our stats. It's going to be in these utility functions. So we're going to go to our profile stats specifically. But your profile will tell you how much XP you have, how much you need in order to level up. You've got all of your pickaxe upgrades, your sword upgrades. You've got your modifiers. Here we've got our money mod of 1.25 times. So now I'm making a little bit more money. And we can actually see this. So if we mine this gold, I now got $42.50. If we go into world info here and we actually look at the base gold price, gold is normally worth $34. So that's a pretty big increase. And how much money we get. So we can use this money for a couple things. The most notable one is upgrades. So you can upgrade your tools, such as your pickaxe and your sword. Your pickaxe will affect whatever you mine in the mines, and your sword will affect whatever creatures you fight throughout the mines. They are randomly occurring, so if we actually go to the pickaxe here, we can see exactly what upgrades we have. So we've got $316. We don't quite have enough for the cheapest upgrade, which is $411. If I try to buy it, I won't be able to afford it. So I'm going to go ahead and mine a few more blocks here. Let's get some cash here. I'm actually going to show you how to suppress these messages just for neat tidiness. You can go to your /account here. You can go to your settings, and you can disable get mining messages. Those will always be enabled by default. And if you go ahead and disable those, then you will no longer receive those messages. And it will actually make things a little bit faster. So perfect. We actually got some more blocks. The only caveat is you don't see exactly how much money you're making, or if you're finding blocks or creature encounters, you can cater what happens in those messages. But for now, we're just going to ignore them. We're not too concerned about the output of those images. Let's go ahead and refresh this window here, and now I've got $673. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and buy this XP grinder upgrade, and now I've got a level 1 XP grinder. So XP grinder effectively changes how you get XP, and each upgrade will be its own thing. You can do /find and look up each individual upgrade yourself. And you can see exactly what this does. So XP Grinder in this case has a chance to drop double XP. And we can actually go ahead and look at our stats here. And we can see that our XP Grinder is a 0.03. So we have a 3% chance at doubling XP when we mine a block, which is a bit low, but it's not nothing. So those will always go up and increase what we do here. So yeah, that is pretty much the main loop here. I'll cover a couple more things here. So voting, we're going to go here to the voting channel. Every server has a voting panel. So you've got your global modifier voting panel and cosmetic voting panel. The idea is that the cosmetic voting panel is going to be how this guy looks in the mines. So right now, he's just a normal overworld pickaxe yellow, and you can definitely vote for that guy. If we go to vote here, we can see that this will show the current cosmetic here, but there will be a variety of cosmetics you can choose from. There is a fisherman, you know, you've got good old Patrick here. You've got a goofy looking guy. you've got a Joker, you've got a Pyro, you got a guy with a skateboard, and you can also change the coloring if you want. So this guy's yellow, you can change it to teal if you want. You can be green. And then to kind of get an idea of how this looks in other dimensions, you can kind of gauge that as well. So I like this one. We're going to go ahead and hit confirm, and then that will confirm our vote. So now we can see the top vote right now is on a green skateboard, and as more people vote, you'll be able to see what one's in the runner-ups and what's going to be voted. So at the end of the day, whatever gets chosen, this will be the cosmetic that is chosen for that server. Same thing happens for the global modifiers. So global modifier, currently nothing is voted for, but this one will have a chance at voting for something. So if 500 people are voting for various different things, you've got 250 people who voted for an XP boost. So that is a 50% chance of happening. So if you are in the minority and you really want a pack discovery, you still have a chance at getting what you want. It's just not always going to be in your favor because you are not in the majority. Now, all of these have their own use case. They're all useful in their own way. If you are specifically needing more packs for that day, then it might be useful to say, hey, let's all try and get packs. And if you're just the only one in the server, well, looks like you got the trump card there. So that's how you do voting. The modifiers that are global affect everybody. So it's not just you that it affects everyone. So if there's a money modifier, everyone's getting extra money that day. You can also brew potions. Brewing potions does not really come into effect until the hell dimension. That's when you actually start mining more blocks, when you run into more creatures, and you start getting some more stuff. Potions can be used to either give you more durability, give you a chance at finding more monsters to fight, some give you random status effects, and a bunch of other things that you'll learn. You can also trade for a bunch of stuff. If there is an event going on, you can see which events are taking place. So we've got presents, since it's Christmas time. There's a bunch of events that happen throughout the year. I think there's like 8 or 9, something around there, maybe 7. But there's quite a few events. They'll go on for quite some time. You'll get some rewards, and these will always pay out pretty well. You'll find stuff throughout the month, but that's not the primary focus here. You can also trade for spells. They take tickets. Tickets are the primary cost for a lot of these items here, and you can get tickets by claiming daily rewards. So if you go to the rewards here, you can see there is a daily reward here. I currently have not claimed it, so we're just gonna go ahead and claim that here. Looks like I can claim it again in 4 hours here, but I got a ticket. So now if I go to trade here, I'm going to go to the spells, and we don't quite have enough, but if I log in tomorrow, I'd be able to afford an Enlightened Fixation, Inheritance. If I log in for 3 days, I can get another Fireball, and this will come with so many charges. So each one of these currently, looks like these 4 right here, each start with 1 charge. These 2 come with 2 charges, and this one comes with 3. So depending on which one you buy, you come with so many charges. You can only cast so many of one spell per day. That just kind of keeps it balanced, but you can still mix and match however many you want. Same with potions. You brew so many potions, you drink them, you're good, you're great, everything's fantastic. Of course, as well, it's an event. You can claim event rewards. You are incentivized to log in every day because if you log in 7 days in a row for your daily, you will get a silver ticket. Silver tickets are to trade for more powerful items, and usually that incentivizes you to log in every day and just play for a few minutes. And you get rewarded for it. So that is the majority of this entire game. Now, obviously, there is a lot more to this than just that. But the idea is that everyone shares this mine. Everyone can see what you're doing, and if I want this iron, someone can 100% stop me from getting it. If I mine down here, someone else could start mining left, and I'll miss it. And that's great. That's the fun part of it. Now, if you do run into a time where you don't quite get what you want, you can go to use items, and you can open packs. Now, you'll find these randomly throughout the mines. These are the exact same odds as if you were to find them in the mines, but it's just basically extra durability, and it stacks on top of all your loot modifiers. You get paid out for it. It's just basically extra stuff for free. So we'll go ahead and open both of these packs here, and it looks like I got quite a bit of money, some XP, and some good stuff, and I got that iron I wanted, which is perfect. So that is the bot. Now, as you progress through armor, you will be able to mine in these dimensions. Of course, I haven't gotten an armor set yet, so I'll have to go through the overworld and progress. But The idea is that you're just supposed to have fun. Take your time, enjoy it while it lasts, mess with your friends, enjoy it, and that's pretty much everything. So I hope you guys like the showcase, and yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoy. Peace.